Yo, people, you know we're back again. Standards FC final boss, make Chelsea great again. Movement at its finest. You know, we've got the president over here right now. You know, I go by the name of CB1 Millie, but because we've got a guest here, we've got to go by the full name CB1 Miliano. So big up all the MCGA members across the world. We've got a very special guest in the building. Big up Northside, man. Today, this is my first ever Arsenal guest on the show. This is mad still. So big up Northside in the building, man.
Big up, familiar, man. Love for having me on, man. You got one of the most toxic and negative ones.
Yeah, bro. I get called the same thing, innit? I get called the same thing, literally. So it fits the brand, innit? It fits the brand because I've been called up to quite a few panels the last couple of days to talk Arsenal Chelsea, and I find it a bit weird because I'm not super confident about the team. I don't rate the manager. I think it's very simple when it comes to just the game in terms of beating you, man. I think you guys, both of our attacks are dead. I've seen West Ham, Forest, United. The three issues you lot have had is when you faced a low block, you ain't got what is needed to beat you, man. And then in transition to beat a low block, and then in transition you get found out. I think it's very simple. We're Chelsea. We don't play pretty football. We've been brainwashed over the last couple of years to think we need to have a JDP coach and all these tactics, inversions, and that. As Chelsea, the Chelsea I know is away from home at the Emirates. Why don't we just put 10 men behind the ball and hit you in transition? We've got outlets like Neto, Palmer, all of this. And all I'm hearing from the Chelsea fans I'm talking to is, why would we do that? That's not our football. Why we're abandoning our principles? All of this woke nonsense, yeah? And if the manager for me comes out like that, I've got to cut ties. I'm already Maresca out. But for me, it's just unacceptable, bro. Like, there's too much at stake. So first of all, I just want to know, how do you feel about going into the game, and how do you think we'll set up against you lot?
Yeah, I'm not confident, bro. I've never been confident since my manager's been here. So you already know I'm Arteta out, and I just can't wait to the day that he leaves. But I agree with you. I think the best way for you lot to get the result that you want, the win that you need, is to stink out the place. If you lot stink out the place, that will force us to play out and leave space and commit more players forward, and then that's when you hit us, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's when you hit us. If you want to be playing, even though we don't have all our best players, yeah, listen, we can still score some goals. There's a lot of my attack that I don't like. Obviously, I don't like Moreno as a striker. Trossard is very hot and cold. He's not been good this season at all. Ethan is still a young buck. Do you know what I mean? Martinelli's coming back from an injury, but we could hit you on a counter if you leave holes in behind your defense and space. Obviously, you guys can't also rely on your goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's a clown. So you don't need to be putting him, in situations where we can hit you on the counter, because in the best of games, your goalkeeper still makes stupid decisions at the back. So I think your best bet to get a result at the game is thinking it out, lure us into this false sense of security that we can start now pressing you into your box and then hit us on the counter attack. That's your best chance. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, for me, I think the game's going to be a draw, in my opinion, bro, because our attack isn't good enough. Even our attack isn't good enough. But one thing that we can bank on a lot of the times is our defense. The most consistent part of my team is the defensive aspect. But you guys need to target Calafiori. Calafiori is a liability. You've seen Hudson-Odoi in the last couple of games cook him. You've seen Garnacho cook him. That's who you need to target. Now, if you play Ben White, that's come back. If we play Ben White on the right and Timber on the left, then that nullifies that, because Timber's solid and so is Ben White, innit? So, but if we play Calafiori, that needs to be your target, innit? That's where you'll get the most joy, cooking him, innit, on the left-hand side of our defense. But then you've got Cole Palmer that's out of form. I rate Cole Palmer, but he's out of form. Pedro Neto up front ain't doing nothing. I like Pedro Neto, but not as a striker. Nkunku on the left, he ain't doing it. You know what I mean? That's another player that leaves a lot to be desired. But you can beat us, bro. We're not unbeatable. My team looks all over the place. You need to take from what happened in the second leg against Man United, bro. They were absolutely cooking us, bro. They were cooking us. Took us a space, and they were cooking us on the transition, innit? So it's one of them ones.
For me, I'm looking at just the fact that we've got so much at stake. The reason why I'll say I want to win this game on a smash and grab 1-0 shithouse horror football, the most disgusting football ever. And I think just of a player pride standpoint, we've gone to this ground last season and lost 5-0. Probably the most humiliating. I'm 24. That's the most humiliating Chelsea defeat I've ever seen in my life. We have to just, on a player pride standpoint, have to rectify that first and foremost. And as well as that, the stakes have never been so high because this is the first time in a long time where we haven't beaten a serious team. And now it's become a thing where it's getting questioned. Chelsea, big game mentality. That's never been our identity as Chelsea. Anyway, we go into these big games. We thrive off these big games, whether it was a Barcelona, a Real Madrid, a Inter Milan, at the San Siro, Arsenal, United, Liverpool. This is our bread and butter. The fact that now it's a conversation, Chelsea in these big games is a bit shaky. We made 11 changes against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup for a United game that we didn't win against a team that just sacked Ten Hag. We just about beat Spurs. It was 2 goals down. This is us in our purple patch when we was back. By the way, this is when we was at our best. We were second in the league. We drew to you guys. It felt like a loss because going into that game, you lot were shaky. You lost to Inter Milan. It was a bit tough. Odegaard was injured. All of this stuff. He just come back in his first game. We should have won the game. We didn't. Liverpool, we lost. And pretty much every City have done the double over us. So when it comes to the big games, is already shaky. Then we have top 4 in the balance, where if we don't get the business done, guys are questioning what's going on with our project. I was at the protest not even 2 weeks ago against Southampton. So the state of the club's affairs is in the absolute sewers. The stakes have never been so high in terms of us getting the business done today, or on Sunday, should I say. So that's why I expect us to win the game. But for me, it's the naivety of my manager that will hold us back. Because like you even mentioned with Cole Palmer, I think Cole Palmer's regressed this season due to our manager's tactics. This robotic, systematic tactics. You know, he said last week out of his own mouth about Enzo Fernandez playing forward, or if he was to play the forward pass, he would have been taken off. He knows he needs to pass backwards. We've come from a system where Palmer's come from a system where he was under a manager who let him express himself. He's a creative player. If you're selling the likes of Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer, they're not allowed to put the ball forward when they thrive over creativity versus, their vision, creating chaos. We was a transitional side anyway last season. Even our best game, Palmer's best games this season, Brighton 4-2, we hit them in transition. Not Wolves 6-2, hit them in transition. Newcastle at home, hit them in transition. All the best Palmer games have been us being a transitional side. Well, this system when we're on possession, low blocks, you've put him as a 10. I've been saying this for months. I don't know any 10 in the Premier League. I've not seen a 10 be a 10 in the Premier League in a long time. You think of Coutinho, he had to get moved out wide. David Silva had to get moved out wide. Cole Palmer in that 10, it doesn't make sense. Kevin De Bruyne is a right midfielder more time. He's not a 10. Why? You've got this guy as a 10. It's very simple to take him out of the game, especially against top opposition. You put 2 players on him. You put a DM on him. You neutralize him. Once you've neutralized the 10, you've neutralized the whole game. Why would you put your best player? You know, he got 30 GA last season in the league, 35 if I'm not mistaken. And you're going to now slap him in the 10 position and neutralize him. And then on top of that, you're telling him you're not allowed to have the freedom of expression to put the ball forward if you see an opportunity and pick up a pass. You have to follow this robotic pass sideways, cut back into the box, cleared, again, repeat. It's criminal, fam. It's criminal.
No, I hear that, man. I hear that. But is your manager is he gonna change things up? The thing is, at the start of the season, I was saying, yo, the way you lot are playing football, bro, it was impressive. Like, you guys are playing some good football. Do you know what I mean? When you cooked West Ham earlier on in the season, you guys are playing well. But now, I don't really understand.
All 3 of those goals, by the way, as well, in transition.
Exactly. But I didn't even... now it's just like, bro, like, I saw more better games from João Felix this season for you lot than I've seen from Nkunku. What's Nkunku's role? Why did he keep Nkunku? Because João Felix, he was cooking against West Ham at the start of the season. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that João Felix isn't frustrating. At times he gets in front of goal and he just smashes it over the bar. I'm not saying that he's perfect, innit? But what are you getting out of Nkunku? You loaned out Jao Felix to get Nkunku, but you can't get a tune out of Nkunku. But you was able to get a tune out of Jao Felix. Now Cole Palmer's not performing. You have no one to hold him accountable. You're giving him the Odegaard treatment. Whereas it doesn't matter how bad he plays, he must play all the games. I rate Palmer, but if a player's out of form or not playing, he should be held accountable. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. You've got flipping Neto there. I've seen that you guys have now gone and got the young G from flipping Sporting. Why? Why are you getting another young player?
Doesn't address nothing.
The spine of your team is lacking. You ain't got a proper goalkeeper. You've got no rotation for Caicedo. That's a top baller. Take him at Arsenal. Cole Palmer's a baller, but you've got no one to hold him accountable. You ain't got no one to contend with flipping Jackson. So what we doing here?
This is what I'm saying.
But when Nkunku plays as a 10, he ain't been convincing. Jao Felix has looked better than him when he's played in the 10. Nkunku hasn't performed well as a 10 for you, man. It doesn't make any sense to me, bro. I ain't gonna lie, yeah. You man are moving like Arsenal, bro. I can't even lie to you, bro. You man are moving like Arsenal, bro. You already know what I think about my club. You know what I'm saying? I already told you.
You're saying this. I've been warring my fan base. Like, I don't know if you know, when it comes to man, I get called the same shit you get called: negative, toxic. You hate the club. You do this for clicks. All the things you can think of. Yeah, I've been warring my fan base because I've been telling them for time we are turning into Arsenal. From last season, I've been calling out these sporting directors from when they come in 2022. Anyway, that January window they done when they first came in, when we got Enzo, Mudryk, Yao Felix, Datro Fofana, I'm forgetting someone, Gusto. That window was dead. If you think about it in hindsight, I would have put that 105 million on Jude Bellingham instead of Enzo. Been saying that. Gusto had a good season. He's been pouring out under this manager's system. Another player who's regressed under Maresca, by the way. Mudryk dud, Datro Fofana a dud, Yao Felix shaky. Now, in terms of the Yao Felix thing, 100%. This one I put my finger once again down to the manager. Going into the season, we was told, man said, I wish you were my dad. Big ups, man. Oh, right. Going into the season, we was told we have the best depth in the league. You talk to the top blues in our fan base, they will tell you we have the best squad in the league. Our squad's better than Liverpool. Our squad's better than Arsenal. All of this jazz, yeah. But cool, the manager didn't use the depth. Us at our best, we had an A team. We had 22 players, an A team and a B team. That B team was rinsing in the Conference League. When it got to the December period, I think he should have rotated the players more. He wasn't using Vega. He wasn't using Jao Felix. And then now, in a situation where certain players are getting injured or out of form, he's alienated them and they're now not in the squad anymore. Now, if we go back to that summer window anyway, like you said, I've been saying this. We needed a goalkeeper, 2 centre-backs, because Thiago Silva left and Chalobah was leaving. They addressed the centre-back issue by bringing in Tosin from Fulham on a free, and then Fulham replaced him with a better centre-back in Anderson. In terms of goalkeeper, they brought in Jorgensen, who, if in all honesty, he's just as bad as Sanchez. I think he's worse than Sanchez. That's saying something. The money we spent on goalkeepers, Penders, Petrovic, Jorgensen, Slolina, Sanchez is 60 to 70 million we could have spent to trigger Diogo Costa's release clause for 52 million. We didn't do that. We brought in Vega, who's a centre-back, as the Ben Chilwell left-back replacement, and he left before Ben Chilwell left. In terms of the midfield, we got rid of Gallagher when we needed legs in the midfield. Even with Gallagher being in the squad, we lacked extra legs in that midfield, and they replaced him with Dewsbury Hall. I'm not giving him KDH. He ain't good enough to be called KDH. Dewsbury Hall, 35 million. The manager's man. He won a league title with him at Leicester. He brought him in with him, and he don't even play him. Then we brought in Estavao Willian, who hasn't come yet, another kid. In terms of goal-scoring wingers, we knew we needed to address. You brought in Neto, who before joining us had 8 league goals in Premier League in his Premier League career. Jadon Sancho, a reject from Manchester United. What? No, I don't know why we were shopping there in the first place. And you didn't address a striker with Osimhen on the last day. You couldn't get the business done. If you knew you couldn't get a striker done on the last day of the deadline, why is there no striker links happening in January? The only striker we got linked to, once again, another kid in Matthias Tell, who's not a natural 9 anyway. There's been mispractice from the directors to the manager from the jump this season. This season being a mess is due to that. And I will give the manager credit of the fact that we started well. We was 2 points off top of the table in December. A lot of the fan base were running with we're not in the title race talk. And I think that's once again down to him that we dropped in form. Because if you're publicly, as a manager, telling these man, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. We're not good enough to compete. A normal manager would just say, we're taking this one game at a time. Big up Hooks. We'll take this one game at a time. One game at a time. Simple. He's coming out here saying, oh, we're not good enough to compete. No, we're a couple years off. Every single... It comes to a point where it's like they're doing a press release, like an album's just dropped. You're going to the Breakfast Club, Hot 97, bruv, Joe Budden podcast, just telling everyone the same thing. Yeah, we're not good enough. Yeah, we're not good enough. We're not good enough. We're not good enough. What do you think that's going to do to a young and impressionable side? So naturally, we drop off. And then once we drop off from that and we're in the top 4, which was your objective of the season, you're running around saying, oh, we're ahead of schedule being in the top 4. We should be in the top 4 next year, not this year. What do you think that does to the players? If you was not good at maths, for example, and you're right now, your predicted grade is a B. You're working at a B, mock, you got a B, and your predicted grade is like raw. You can't lie, you could get a B or A maybe this season. I can't lie, you might even get A. And I'm coming out to your parents, even into your teacher, and I'm telling you every day, but you're not good at maths. You're not good enough at maths. What's that gonna do to the child? He's not gonna care for maths. He's gonna drop off. Bro, this manager single-handedly threw away our season, fam, and our fan base. But this is why I really wanted to have you on today, yeah. It's because you've witnessed this cuckoldry that your fan base has been doing with Arteta, which we'll get onto. Why is our club doing the same thing? We don't hold him accountable. Anytime he makes a mistake, they turn on the players, they turn on anyone you think of. They don't hold him accountable for nothing. There's no expectations. Every time we ask for something, whether it's an FA Cup, we inherited a team that was an FA Cup semi-final and a Carabao Cup final. Our fan base blames both of those losses on Pochettino. He's come in and he's lost in the round of 16 to Newcastle, who we beat quarter-final of the Carabao Cup, and lost to Brighton in the 4th round, who we beat in the round of 16 of the Carabao Cup last year. So 2 teams that we beat last year, we got knocked out to. The excuse is year 1 of the project. Oh, it's only the first year. If we don't get top 4, they're saying the same thing. Oh, well, it's year 1 of the project. Why is the standard dropping to this extent? And what's happening to football? Why this is the norm?
Yo, I just think, do you know what it is? Yeah, as ownerships, yeah, they don't need to win trophies to make monetary success in terms of making money, bro. How long has my club not won major honors, bro? But you still see us making money. I think we've released like 13, 14 different merch this season, different types of merch. Do you know what I'm saying? Then I think our financial report came in. We only made like £17 million loss. It's nothing. This summer transfer window, Arsenal can spend, I think it's £300 million comfortably, 300 mil. Do you know what I mean? So everything's gone up. Sponsorships has gone up since we got back into the Champions League. We've redone all our sponsorship deals. So if you're an ownership that only cares about money, which your ownership looks like they care about money in a different way. You man are now signing some kid from Sporting when you know the first team ain't ready. The spinal team ain't ready. You need world-class players. You need experience within that team to get over the line if you're serious. January, you didn't show ambition. That's what it is, bro. Look at Tottenham. They're able to get a mad expensive stadium. When's the last time they won something? You know what I mean? But they got the longest bar. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, bro. That's what it is. Ultimately, these ownership are like, bro, if we can make the fan base believe in a project or believe in the face of a manager or something, then we can just keep rinsing them for money, bro. We don't need to be successful. Like, if Arsenal really were serious about winning the league title, yeah, they spend money in January because our financial report came out and we already had 300 M's that we could have spent. So they could have put right what they didn't get right in the summer. They could have went out there and put the money down. The money's there available for Isak. If you overpay, well, guess what? That's the repercussions of not doing the business in the summer, bro. You know what I mean? It's jarring, bro. It's jarring. So it is where it is, man. If you lot, yeah, Chelsea, obviously you lot are protesting. Why is my club not protesting? We've been in the mud longer, bro. Do you know what I mean? We've been in the mud.
This is a standard thing, though, because I was saying the same thing to Hooks and Just Eat earlier, yeah? It's a standard thing. At the end of the day, you're on a longer trophy drought than us. We're the worst we've been in 20 years. This is the best you lot have been in the last 20 years. You ain't got nothing to show for it. We was protesting 2 weeks ago.
They won the Champions League. On Man United's decline, they won the Europa League. This is the difference, bro. On my decline, what are you doing, bro? Do you know what I mean? And our decline, we're getting slapped up by you lot in Baku, bro. This pisses me off, bro. Because it's like, bro, like, it don't make no sense, bro. Like, it don't make no sense. How can this manager be given all this money and all this time, yeah? And then I get my fan base saying it's the ownership. The ownership fucking got him in the job, bro. How is it the ownership? Bro, the ownership, one thing I don't like about listen, I don't like my ownership, yeah? But I can't say they've not backed our, they fucking backed it, bro. 700 M's in 5 years, are you mad? Bro, when Emery got 5th, yeah, and got to the Europa League final, which we got slapped up by you lot, they sacked him. This manager got 8th and 8th 2 seasons in a row and he kept his job. How's that not backing him? They've given him the funds. The problem is my club's given the funds to the wrong manager, innit? I would have much rather them backed Unai Emery like this because I know he would have at least won a Europa League. At least. And my club
and the sample size of him being successful is just much higher. That's the thing as well. But like even this talk, yeah, because right now, you know what the narrative is after these bad transfer windows we've been having? We targeted Olise last summer, we didn't get him. Osimhen last summer, we didn't get him. We didn't get no centre backs, we didn't get nothing. Their argument is, oh, wait till we're in the Champions League and we'll get better players and we'll spend money. And the argument I use every single time, because Arsenal fans said this when they finished 8th and 5th.
Yeah.
They finished in the top 4. Last season, they finished 2nd. They spent their window was Sterling, Calafiori, and Marino. So what's this talk about when you're in the Champions League is going to change? If you want to, you will. Simple. But we've been so... I don't understand how we've fallen into your club. That's what hurts me the most. Because everything that you lot used to stay the top gooners, this is what these men run around saying now. Yeah. Wait for when we're in the Champions League football. Oh, it's year 1 of the process. Is the plan. It's not going to... Football doesn't work all the night. The new one they've been saying is, you don't understand modern football. What modern manager has won major trophy? They couldn't name me one, fam. Like it's bro. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Everything people have cussed my club that I've cussed my club about as well. They're now becoming. It's mad. It's sad. But now you man can see why I've been so angry, bro. Now you man can see why I'm so toxic and negative because I've been dealing with this longer than all of you lot. I've been dealing with it longer. Do you know what I mean? At least you can sit there and say, yo, it ain't been that long since you've seen your club win a Premier League title. It's been a while, but it ain't been that long. You've seen your club win 2 Europa Leagues. You've seen your club win 2 Champions League. What the fuck have I got to show? Some FA Cups. These men can't even load up the FA Cup no more because they said bigger fish to fry. And then we don't fry the fish. We get kicked out in the Europa League. We're about to be eliminated in the Champions League. When we're 15 points behind Liverpool. It's all nonsense, man. Once you go down this route about, like I even saw with some of your fan base, and the majority of your fan base are calm, the ones that go in my chat anyway. But like I see some Chelsea fans, oh no, Colwill, he has to be this, he has to be that. It's like, bro, who gives a fuck about Colwill? If he makes it, he makes it. If he doesn't make it, who gives a shit? You man never used to care about the youth academy. You make it or you don't make it. Do you know what I mean? You make it or you don't make it. Guess what? If you don't make it, we'll go out there and we'll buy the player that's necessary. I don't understand this, bro. Like,
bro, this is what we've become Play FC as well.
I used to envy the way that you man used to do business. When you man put 50 M's for Torres, when you man had Essien, when you man went and got Diego Costa. Do you know what I'm saying? When you man was serious, you had Hazard and all that. I was like, yo, you know what? Yeah, look at the way Chelsea are moving. Yeah, but now I look at you lot and I'm like, you lot are just like my club, bro. And I know where it's going to lead to. Nothing. It ain't going to lead to nothing. Too many fans are getting behind these fanboy players. Too many people are saying give it time. The club itself now is gone from getting world-class players and best players available to we're going to get some more youngsters because wait to the future. Bro, this is the same club, yeah? This is from experience, yeah? All the Chelsea fans, yeah? My club tried to sell me, yeah? In this 20 years of us doing fuck all, yeah? They tried to sell me the English core, yeah? Callum Chambers, Jenkinson. Do you know what we want?
Yeah.
Major honors, bro. Do you know what I mean? Then they started telling me, trust the pro. Oh, then we can't compete because of financial, because our Chelsea's coming to the league, the Man City coming to the league. Now it's, wait till Pep. Then it was this bullshit about, we have to pay off the stadium. We can't afford this. We can't afford that. Bro, then we're doing this is the second youth project I've seen under this club here that's led to nothing. Oh, don't worry. ESR will come good. It'll become world class. Yeah, we sold ESR to Fulham, bro. Oh, Nketiah's going to become world class. He's at fucking Crystal Palace, bro, holding bench behind Mateta, bro. Do you know what I mean? Then they were telling me, Iwobi's the guy, bro. Where's Iwobi now at Fulham? What's he doing, bro? Doing nothing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We sold Iwobi. That one's dead. You know what I mean? There's been bare players, bro. Bare players that we brought into this club, yeah, that they'll say, this guy can do a job. These men were hyping Rob Holding, El Nene, flipping Martinelli. I told these man, Martinelli, yeah, his passport is what's saving him, bro. In football, yeah, if you come from a sporting country, that passport will protect you, bro. If Martinelli was English, they would have been saying that this guy's not good enough. But because he's Brazilian, he's a baller, he's shit. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. They really left to, bro. Do you know what I mean? And now they're trying to gas up, we got Skelly, Ethan. Yes, they're good talents, but guess what? Just like we let go of Aziz, just like when we let go of Charlie Patino, Nketiah, all these players, bro, that we didn't give a crap. Yeah, David Bentley in the day, bro. If you don't make it, you're not good enough. Fuck all this sentiment in football, yeah? Chelsea fans, when you lot won the Champions League, you didn't sit there and say, how many players come from Cobham? I can't celebrate because there's not enough players from Cobham. You don't give a shit, bro. Do you know what I mean? The guys that are good enough will make it. The guys that ain't good enough ain't going to make it. Do you know what I mean? You want the best team to win the most trophies for your football club. And it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But nowadays, it's all getting behind players that ain't done anything and now got these mad followings. And then getting behind a manager that ain't done anything. Like, I couldn't give a shit. I want Arteta sacked now. Maresca, if he doesn't win you lot the conference, he should be sacked. Who the fuck is Maresca?
Regardless of the Conference League, if Ancelotti's available this summer, go and get him. Simple. There's no wasting time. A lot of people are going to say, that's not realistic. Why would he come here? Because the new thing that they do, like they used to do, the thing you lot used to do is, you want Maresca sacked? Who was going to come then? Who's going to come? Like, we're not Chelsea. Like, we didn't reject Luis Enrique. Like, what are we doing here? So even Ancelotti, they're saying, that's not realistic. Ancelotti won the La Decima and then went to Everton. Even when he was at Everton, he had them top of the table in October. Something Maresca couldn't even do for us. We got Wolves as well for the super chat. I got that from Hook. I can't lie. I'm going to start stealing that one. Big up Hooks, man. But big up for the super chat. But yeah, in general, I'm seeing it a lot now. Who are we going to bring if Maresca's going to go? Even now in terms of the players, this youth project, we are so player FC, it's scary. The way these men talk about Colwill, I've been asking for centre-backs for the longest. No, we don't need a centre-back. We've got Colwill. And then every time Colwill don't perform, there's a new excuse. Last season, it was Poch's tactics, Poch's system. He's playing him left-back. He didn't play him centre-back because you couldn't be trusted as a centre-half. Then it's Maresca system. It's every excuse under the sun apart from you're not good enough. And that's fine. And then the new thing is the squad's young. Why do you expect them to perform? Okay, so then bring me players that are ready now. I don't understand this gymnastics. My issue right now, my fan base are worrying me because I made some comments about Cole Palmer on a stream this week. And I said, in terms of Cole Palmer, he's having a bad run of form, but I've seen enough English talents get gassed up after 1-2 seasons and fall off. From a Dele Alli standpoint, from a Mason Mount, what he used to be. I've seen a lot of man, Jack Wilshere. I've seen a lot of man get gassed to the moon and end up falling off a cliff. In terms of even just
more a discipline thing, to be fair. The talent was there. He just didn't have the discipline. Kind of like a Raval Morrison. Discipline thing. You know what I mean? So, but I hear what you're saying. But you see this protection for these players, yeah? These man told me Jorginho's going to bring the winning mentality. These man told me Moreno's going to unlock Martinelli. These man told me if you don't understand Kai Havertz, you don't know ball. Now they're crying out for a striker in January, bro. Now they're crying out for a striker in the summer as well. All these men, bro, they'll protect players to the detriment of your club. And then when they realize it, then you're stuck with all these players on stupid wages, wasting time. And then you could have went for a certain man. Now your rivals are gone and got that player, all because this fan base wanted to stand behind a player and not accept the reality. That's what it does. You just waste time, bro. You just waste time.
This is even a thing now as well. It's a thing. We're not allowed to call out these players' performances because that's negative. That's not nice. They're humans at the end of the day. Like, bro, the Cole Palmer thing is very simple for me. I don't care what you done last season. Even last season, you didn't win me any trophies. You had a great season as an individual. Your numbers, great. No one expected you to pop off 100%. But us as a fan base, we have never been the type where these men are all on the, oh my gosh, Palmer might leave the club. We need to chill. We need to do all of this. They're scared. I've seen Hazard leave and we won the Champions League. I've seen Drogba leave. I've seen Diego Costa leave. I've seen Fabregas leave. Lampard leave. I've seen a lot of men leave my club.
It's not really the biggest problem though. Like as an outsider, yeah, I just feel like Palmer should have, like every player, he should have competition. It's not the problem that Cole Palmer's the problem. Yeah, the problem, he's not really the problem. The problem is the structure around him, the direction your club's going in, and the fact that you're not going out there and getting the players necessary to get the most out of him. Because he's one of your best players. So I don't really think it's so much him.
No, but I said this is on the manager. The Palmer situation.
It's a dangerous thing, yeah, when you have a player and yet he plays no matter what. That is what's dangerous, bro. Where he's never held to account to his performances. They should be like, and that's why, yeah, even though I don't think João Felix is as good as Cole Palmer, he would still offer a sort of competition, do you get me, to make him accountable. Every player needs it, bro. And Arsenal did it for the longest, yeah, which is why we're not good enough. Oh, why don't we go and get someone for Saka? Oh, Saka has to start every game. But bro, Saka has dead games. I've seen Saka have dead games. But then you don't want the competition. Okay, but then when he's injured or when he's not playing well, then who the fuck fills in at right winger? You know what I mean? Oh, I said, yo, go get a striker that can win, that can score me goals. Oh, Kai Havertz, before getting injured, when after his little purple patch went on a drought. Oh no, but who's there? Who's there? Before we got Trossard, I said, yo, Martinelli ain't good enough, and we need somebody to hold down that left-hand side. Oh, but you're gonna stunt his growth. Then when he dropped off, oh yeah, Trossard's playing well. These manners, the problem with so many football fans here, they're scared of displacing their best players. Whether you rate the player or not, if he's as good as you say he is, he'll rise to the occasion. He'll rise to the occasion. A player shouldn't go to Chelsea or to Arsenal and say, yo, week in, week out, no matter my performances, I should start every week, bro. You're going to a big club, you should expect competition, bro. You should expect to have to fight for your position. And when you make a player or by crook you start, that's the problem, bro. That's the problem. Because Cole Palmer now feels, yeah, he's a very talented player. I'll take him at Arsenal. I ain't even going to front. But he should never be in a situation that, oh, yeah, you know what? He's dropping stinkers. I don't matter. Cole Palmer starts next week. That's the bullshit we do with Odegaard. And I'm not saying Odegaard's as good as Palmer, but this is the bullshit, bro. And then they just get complacent. They get complacent. Because it's normal, bro. If you're at a job, yeah, and you're like, I can go into work and give 30% and I still keep my job, you're going to keep fucking giving 30%. Because I'm keeping my fucking job. I ain't got fired. So why should I up my work rate for? Players should always be made accountable, not just by the manager, but by the squad. The best way to make players accountable is have somebody already on the bench ready to take your spot in it. Then that's going to make you have to kick into gear. But that's the problem. The way your managers made it is like there's like some undroppable players that must play no matter how they play. I don't get that, bro. At Chelsea, you guys wouldn't give a fuck who made it or didn't make it, bro. Do you know what I mean?
This is the problem, yeah. In terms of, like you said, yeah, I agree. Players are getting undroppable. Even when João Felix was available, and that's why I put the blame on the manager, because he put João Felix in a situation where he wants to leave now. Because you've signed a player for 50 million, 7-year contract, and you're seeing the performances like Palmer against United, Palmer against Liverpool, Palmer against you lot, where he's ghosting, stinking up the gaff, and he's playing 90 minutes, not getting hooked. You know you have a player in a position that can play. Why can't you give him a nice 20-minute run? And then on top of that, he's playing next week another 90 minutes regardless. But then it's the same thing with Nico Jackson, where I think Jackson, as a footballer, yeah, I know as a striker, he has his limitations. His finishing's poor, ball striking's poor, fair enough. As a footballer, what he brings to the team is night and day. Fun fact, 50% of the goals of Palmer's GA have been scored or assisted by Nico Jackson. So what Nico Jackson brings to the team is just as impactful as what Palmer brings to the team, and you can see it now that he's injured. But Jackson has no replacement. He's had 2 seasons where he has to play through bad form. If he's missing chances, his confidence is low, he has to start another game, 90 minutes, no chattings. His alternative is Nkunku, who ain't a proper 9, or Mark Gu, who this fan base told me is going to be a star boy because they watched his Y Scout clips and thought he was a star for Barcelona B. Now, this is what's going on with the club. And then you wonder why there's a drop in form. There's a drop in confidence. The thing for Palmer, I get it. He's not the biggest problem. Like I said, is on the manager for his system and why you've cut out the freedom of expression. As well as that, you put him as a 10. Last season, he was a right winger with an overlapping fullback of Reece James and Gusto. Gusto's another player who's regressed under the system because he's come out and said he don't like overlapping fullbacks. The manager doesn't play overlapping fullbacks. All the fullbacks have to invert. So we've now got Gusto in the 10. Reece James playing in midfield. When we know Reece James' biggest strength is being at the edge of the box and whipping across it. So you've neutralized most of our players. The only players that have improved is Enzo Fernandez, and Cucurella was on form before you even came in and in the Euros. So the only player that could hold his head high during this year is Enzo Fernandez. You've killed most of our players with this robotic system football. Did you see Fabio Capello's comments about Pep Guardiola's football?
Nah.
Let me get this on the screen, yeah? Because it rings so true to what's going on. That I think even both of our clubs, especially with Chelsea, because you guys have kind of changed the way you play this season as well, which we'll touch into a bit as well. But cool. Fabio Capello claims that Pep Guardiola has negatively impacted football. You know what I don't like about Guardiola? His arrogance. The Champions League he won with City is the only one where he didn't try anything funny in the decisive matches. But all the other years in Manchester and Munich, on key days, he always wanted to be the protagonist. He would change things, invent them so he could say, it's not the players who win, it's me. And that's the arrogance that's cost him several Champions Leagues. I respect him, but for me, it's clear. Besides, even if it's no longer his fault, he has done a lot of harm to football because everyone spent 10 years trying to copy him. It ruined Italian football, which has lost its nature. I said, stop. You don't have Guardiola's players. There's also the absurd idea that that was the only way there was to do well or play well. A disaster. And also a boredom that made many fans flee from football. They only have to watch the highlights. Why are you going to watch 90 minutes of passes and horizontal passes without fighting, without running? Fortunately, football's changing. Spain changed their European Championship, 2 wingers playing fast, whatever. But this point here about a disaster, the boredom, the sideways passes, everyone trying to copy him, is facts. You look at just the way football has become now, and it pisses me off that we're all copying Pep. These modern coaches, whether it's Arteta, whether it's Maresca, whether it's the Zerbi company, all of these man. The thing that stands out to me is that Champions League that they're talking about, that season, Pep won that Champions League with 4 centre-backs, 2 holding midfielders in front of them, and he was just hoofing it to the big man. Even when we faced them, we went to the Etihad this season. We went to the Etihad, we got 1-0 up, we're pressing them, high line, they're just hoofing it long. Hoofing it long, route 1 every single time. If anything, he plays more like an English manager than all of these guys. But for some reason, he's brainwashed everyone to think it's modern football. It's modern football. We have to invert. We have to do all of this XYZ when he has 4 centre-backs on the pitch and 2 holding midfielders in front of them. Even that Champions League season, he had John Stones as the holding midfielder. So he had 5 to 6 centre-backs on the pitch and he was winning. This is what I don't understand, fam. Like we've sold our soul to this style of football, and the fan base, for me, it hurts me because my family's Arsenal. My little brother and my older brother are Arsenal fans. I've been grilling them for the longest about you, man. Oh, this football, this. Even now, for me, the Arteta thing, why I think it's mad that he doesn't win, simply there's 2 reasons. One, it's just of the fact that you guys had so much arrogance as a fan base that once Pep falls off or Manchester City fall off or Pep leaves, you lot are the heir to the throne. You win this. If you told Arsenal fans this time last year, Man City will be 5th in March, mid-March, your lot are going to all be saying, yeah, we'll win the league then. We must have won the league. And you're 15 points behind. That's number 1. And number 2 is the fact that you lot have abandoned your philosophy and principles. As a club, you should have your own ethos. The same way, Man United have always been a counter-attacking team, and that's just been their bread and butter. Even from Alex Ferguson days, they will hit you on the counter, Ronaldo, Tevez, them man. And it moved on, even with Ole, up until even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hitting you on the counter-attack with Rashford, Greenwood, Ronaldo, whatever. So then now, I'm looking at things now. Chelsea and Arsenal have both abandoned their principles. Like Barcelona, they do the tiki-taka. It got passed on from Johan Cruyff till this day. They have their possession tiki-taka football. Chelsea's identity, our bread and butter, has been a defensive side. We have always been a defensive side. And then we can hit you on the break. But our philosophy as a club has been focusing on the defense, not about the football being played, how pretty it is. as Arsenal, you guys took pride of having the prettiest football in the league from the Arsene Wenger days to even, I think, Arteta's first season we finished second. I think that was the best Arteta's football was, and he had the best football in the league. He was popping the ball around. It was beautiful. He was scoring team goals, whatever. That's Arsenal's identity. The fact that he's abandoned the principles, Maresca and Arteta, and in doing so, have made the team worse, I think is a disgrace. If Arteta's going to abandon the principles the way he has and become a pragmatic manager and play like Chelsea did in their prime, in their golden era, you've got to guarantee a trophy. He hasn't done that. Not even a league title, but just not a trophy in general. That's mad. Maresca himself, we're doing this JDP, high line, passing the ball sideways, all of this, which has never been our style of football. Inversions, whatever, no overlapping fullbacks. We've had overlapping fullbacks since the dawn of time, since Ashley Cole, Bosingwa. You know what I'm saying? Paulo Ferreira, Reece James, Ivanovic. That's been our game. He sold that. He sold our soul for that, and he has nothing to show for it. That's criminal. This is when the identity of the club now is being lost.
No, I hear it. I think we're always trying to play catch up under this manager, bro. Because like, man was just literally trying to do copy and paste of Pep, bro. Like when he brought in Zinchenko, the fan base then started saying, "Oh, we have to have Zinchenko." And I was like, "Yo, the guy can't defend. How can you be a left back? You can't defend. Your best attributes going forward." I'm like, it's gonna keep opening us up, and that's what happened. And they're like, no. Like he's pivotal to the way that we play football. Why? Because he was utilized like that under Pep. But then the reason Pep got rid of him is because he was going to play centre backs in the wide areas. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're just trying to copy his homework from last year. And then eventually they figured out that, oh, Zinchenko ain't good enough. But do you think my managers learn? Last summer, who did we buy? Calafiori. Who's he similar to? Zinchenko. A left back good at going forward, can't defend. We went and got Jesus, somebody that can link up play, can do the Lacazette role, what we used to get from Lacazette. Link up play, hold up the ball, bring in the wingers into the game, but ultimately he's not clinical enough, which is why he's never number one at Man City. We go and get him. City move on to go and get Haaland. Like, bro, I just don't make no sense. Then we go and get Havertz. Oh, we can fix him. Bro, you're not Pep, bro. You're not Pep. What are you fixing? You're not fixing anything, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a nonsense, bro. All this playing out from the back, like the amount of nonsense we did with Aaron when Aaron Ramsey was in goal, playing out from the back, putting ourselves under unnecessary pressure. I just don't understand this manager, bro. Like, I don't understand that. Now he's gone completely away from what he learned under Pep, and now we're just stagnating, doing nothing, bro. You know what I mean? It's appalling, bro. He can't get away from this 4-3-3 or this 4-2-3-1 system when in reality, just go into a back three. We've got enough defenders. The fact is, the guys overhauled the team with a bunch of defenders. You look at our bench, we've got a bunch of defensive players. I said this at the start of the system. At the start of the season, people were saying, Arsenal fans were saying, oh, we've got so much versatility. I like, yeah, for defense. We ain't got versatility when it goes to the midfield or the attack, bro. Like even Moreno, he comes in, he's a defensive midfielder. He ain't someone going forward. You know what I mean? Like Arteta's caught life, yeah, because he didn't really believe in Lewis Skelly. He spent a decent amount of money on Calafiori, thinking he's going to be his number one. But then Skelly shown him levels, innit? But he's come through the academy. So you kind of got away with it. But at the same time, you spend that money. And then you went and got Mikel Moreno. Moreno, when all of our midfielders are fit, doesn't get into our midfield, bro. He's not better than Rice and he's not better than Partey. Our best midfielder, most consistent midfielder is still Partey, bro. I don't care what no one tells me. Thomas Partey can do what Rice can't do. Rice can't go forward with the ball, bro. Do you know what I mean? Well, he's a limited DM, bro. He's someone
he can't be trusted in build up as well. He always needs a Jorginho to hold his hand.
But this is what I'm saying. And people are saying about versatility, bro. If Saliba or Gabriel's injured, yeah, who's our backup centre back? Because Kivio gets cooked every single time he has to cover there, bro. Even against PSV, my guy's making stupid mistakes. PSV, you know, like this is the problem. Like the whole team, yeah, is just built wrong, bro.
But this is the thing. I think you actually generally need a rebuild. Partey and Jorginho are going to be gone in the next year or so. I still think you need an attacker. I don't think Saka's going to get relied on in terms of minutes now that he's come back. That he comes back from that injury. I've seen it with Reece James. Some type of injuries, he's going to consistently get knocked. He ain't going to be playing. He's not going to be as durable as he used to be. So you probably need a new right winger. Even aside from that, you need to upgrade on Martinelli. I look at the attackers. I look at the strikers. Havertz, you already needed a 9 anyway. Havertz and Jesus ain't enough. So that's basically essentially almost a new spine. You need, you know what I'm saying, key positions. Do you trust him now to do the rebuild? Because you look at the attackers that he's brought, for example, on now that he's been in charge. Barring Gabriel Jesus, he's brought in what? Havertz?
But that's why my fan base are now saying, "Oh, he's not being back." They weren't saying this when we were buying these players. Now that it's not,
This what Havertz, what Trossard, he wanted Mudryk. His talent ID in terms of attackers is spooky,
bro. It's talent ID and everything is spooky, bro. Man are talking about, oh, we lack these players, bro. Why is Lokonga out on loan? Why is Nuntavaja out on loan? Why is Fabi Vieira out on loan? These are all players he bought, bro. He's bought about 30 players to my club, bro. And look at the state of my bench. Look at the state of this team, bro. Yeah. But I'm saying, bro, don't give him no money for the rebuild, bro. I want him sacked. I want him sacked immediately, bro. He doesn't deserve no more time. But this is what happens, yeah, when you go down this whole Project Youth and get behind the manager and all this bullshit. Now they're like, oh, yeah, well, he hasn't been given his players. Bro, when I told you most of these players ain't good enough, you told me if Mikel Arteta wants him, I want him. Now you want to deflect the blame and say, oh, yo, it's not, he needs more of his players. You weren't saying this when he was getting his signings. Now that it's not working out, oh, the board's against him. Shut the fuck up. If the board was against him, why did they offer him a new contract at the start of the season? If the board was against him, why did they give him 65 M's for Kai Havertz? Why did they allow him to spend 60 odd million on Calafiori and Moreno? Why were they able to go out there and buy him Trossard? Why did they buy Trusty? Why did we go and buy 5 left backs? Why did we go and get flipping 5 goalkeepers? It don't make no sense to me, bro. These men chat shit. And it's all it's about, yeah, is trying to make it seem like, oh, it's not Arteta, like we still believe. Bro, fuck all of that. We ain't doing anything, bro. In no competition, bro, let's not forget, yeah, the last 10 years of Wenger, yeah, we were still the laughing stock of the Prem because all we could get over the line was the FA Cup. We can't even do that anymore. We can't even do that anymore. And then these men are saying bigger fish to fry. What are we doing? This guy, yeah, this season has lost 3 times to Newcastle. He hasn't been able to beat Fulham, wasn't able to beat Everton, got slapped up by Bournemouth, lost to Inter Milan, couldn't get the win over Nottingham Forest, got eliminated out of the cup by Newcastle, by Man United, couldn't beat West Ham. Like, what are we talking about? And all of a sudden, my club is developing. Developing in what? We're getting slapped up all the time. Last season, we got eliminated by a washed out Bayern Munich. We got kicked out the cups to Liverpool and West Ham. Like, what are we talking about? Nothing is improved, bro. My club is, bro, do you know what it is here with Arsenal, yeah? The banter era is back in it. The difference is we're not getting them 8-2 thrashings that we used to get. But the banter era is back. The banter era for Arsenal, for me, was not being able to get over the line for the Premier League and not being able to get over the line in the Champions League. We still got that. The only difference is we're finishing second. But I don't even think we're going to finish second this season. We're not finishing second this season, bro. The way that we're playing and how inconsistent we are, we ain't getting second this season, bro. But they don't want to talk about that because they're so invested in hyping this manager up for the last 5 years.
Do you reckon it is more so a thing where it's like, because I'm gonna have a girl here at 11, yeah, and I want to actually question him, because do you not feel like it's a thing with this project? I'm seeing it on our fan base where they want to just be right. They want to say, yes, I backed this project. You lot doubted it, and I can now turn around and say I was right. Because a guy, for example, my issue with him is I spoke to him at the start of the season. He said, if you don't win the league title or the Champions League, I want him sacked. He told me on Sunday he changed his mind. That's mad. Do you get what I'm saying? That's mad. So is it more sort of thing where guys just want to be correct and they don't actually believe this, but it's a thing where it's like, I've aligned myself with this to the extent now, this has to pay off. Because I think your project is hurting our project now. Because our ownership are looking at you lot's project like, okay, this is perfect. The fan base eat this up. Majority back this plan, this process. If we get Champions League football, we still get the same amount of money as we would have if we won the league. There's no problem. We could just slowly do this. The only way we can improve is if Arteta gets sacked and then this notion of a project manager dies. He's the last project manager left. The initial project managers was Lampard, Ole, Arteta. And it was a laughing stock at the time. He's the last one standing. He needs to go. Once he goes, this project manager stuff needs to stop, and it's about winning now. That's where it is for me.
On them. That's the problem with Arsenal. Yeah, they're scared of the fan base turning on them. That's what it is. They care more about that than upholding the standards of the club. Because a lot of these men have made a platform, of sucking off this manager, And the reality is, if they go away from that, then they're scared their views go down, or they don't get the same support they used to get because a lot of people will be calling them out. I said at the start of the season, I've been saying this, I'm Arteta out, and I've always been Arteta out because I don't like this manager. If he wins me a major honor this season, he can keep his job. He can keep his job. Yeah, because my thing has always been deliver me a major honor, bro. But you shouldn't be getting contract renewals and more time if you don't win a title. I don't care. If man told me, oh, Northside, you're a flip-flop. No, I've always held true to my standards. And my standard is, win me a major honor or get the F out. That's it. Even if I don't like you, win me a major honor, bro. What am I going to say? That's my standard. Do you know what I'm saying?
The thing is, people like us want to get proven wrong, though. This is what people don't realize. I want to be proven wrong. I want Maresca to turn around one day next season and win the league. I want that. I want to see these things, but I know it ain't happening. And if it gets to a certain point where I hate this thing where it's like the sample size has shown me you're not a winner. I understand him, Arteta, in this instance, keeping his job last season. That's 2 years on the back. They finished second. He took it to the last day. Could he have done certain things differently? All right, now it's the summer window. Let's get the business done. He had, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know the ins and outs. I've got, like I said, my siblings are Arsenal. I've been told he had the final say in most of these signings. He has a history of its attacking signings being Willian, Trossard. He wanted Mudryk. Do you know what I'm saying? Havertz. He's been boying it. You bring in Sterling. He slapped 50 M's on the left back again. You're doing stuff like this, Marino. You're doing stuff like this, and then you've abandoned your club's identity and principles. You've sold your soul with this harambu, and you're not getting it done. You have to go. I like wholeheartedly. You have to go. I'm gonna ask you a question, because I know I don't have you for much longer, If, or should I say, when Chelsea win the Conference League this season, you guys finish second. Is it safe to say we had a better season? No trophies.
Yeah, because it's about trophies. It's not. Success is not league position unless your league position is first. It's not about league position. It's about trophies. One thing that lives forever is trophies, isn't it? One thing that is remembered and can't be taken away from you is the silverware that you win. You know what I mean? That is what lives forever in the club, bro. You know, it's not about league position. Arsenal fans don't sit there when Spurs were finishing second, trying to compete to win the title under Poch and say, oh, you know what, well, that's a great season. What would Arsenal fans always say, bro? Oh, they didn't win. They didn't win anything. Under Poch, Spurs didn't win anything. Yeah, they played some good football. Yeah, they were up there. Yes, they got to a Champions League final. But ultimately, you didn't win it, innit? So I don't understand why the standards change when Arsenal talk about Arsenal. Actually, I do know why it changes. Because these men they're selective, innit? They move the goalpost. That's what it is, bro. So honestly, like, I don't really give a shit about finishing second, bro. What's it got me? I don't give a shit about Champions League football unless my club's going to be serious in getting over the line. I don't care about it. How many years did I have Champions League football under Wenger? Did we ever win it? No. Do you know what I mean? So what was the point? We weren't taking it serious, and we're not taking it serious now. So if Chelsea go and win the Conference League and we finish second, you've had a more successful season. 100%. You won a trophy. We've just qualified to get into a competition, but are we going to win it? Like, it's not, bro. Qualifying for a competition is not a trophy, bro. Qualifying for the Champions League doesn't mean anything if you're not going to be serious about it, and we've not been serious about it.
But this is what I was saying about, because I had a go at my fan base saying that they've got higher standards. I mean, Man United in the last 2 years have had higher standards than us, where they've finished. Just forget it's Man United and Ten Hag or whatever. The first season of this project, they finished in the top 4 and they got a Carabao Cup trophy. We finished 12th, nothing to show for it. Next year, they finished 8th and won an FA Cup. They finished 7th, won an FA Cup. We finished 6th and had nothing to show for it. Ultimately, they've had a better 2 years than us. You talk to any Chelsea fan, they'll tell you United are shit, all of this stuff, whatever. It's about the trophies at the end of the day and what you're winning. This is what people don't understand. The aim of this game is to win and compete and win trophies. I don't care about finishing second or third and all of this bullshit. Even about top 4 initially. I don't know about you. Like, I'm not a top 4 man. I want to win. I'm Chelsea. I want to win the league every year. No matter who my manager is, I've seen us win the Champions League with Roberto Di Matteo. I don't care about who the manager is, who's on the pitch. I'm Chelsea. I'm not going to let my standards drop over personnel. My badge is my badge. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just how I stand. So I wanted to win the league. I know everyone's standards of the season was top 4. Let's get top 4. That was the aim because the notion was last year that we were good enough to get top 4. We missed top 4 last year by 4 points. Lavia was out for the season. He played 45 minutes against Crystal Palace. Nkunku was out for most of the season. Fofana didn't play a minute. Reece James was out for the season. The narrative was we was good enough for top 4. We missed it by 4 points. We now got all 4 of those players back and available. And as well as that, we spent 200 million this window on Neto, Sancho, tossing on a free. I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Dewsbury Hall, whatever. I know I'm forgetting some players, but whatever. Cool. These men are now running around. I at the time said, I want to win the league. I'm Chelsea. I don't care. When we was second, 2 points off top on Christmas Day, I was saying it's the title time. We're Chelsea. I'm not running away from title. Do all of this. We're chill, guys. We're not in the title race. It's soft. I don't care. As Chelsea fans, you don't run from it. It's December. You know what time it is. A lot of these men folded. As mentioned earlier, the manager's comments impacted. But now top 4 is looking shaky. Majority of the fan base are now saying, oh, I don't want him sacked if he doesn't get top 4. Because context. And I'm thinking, we went to a cup final last season, semi-final in the FA Cup, and missed top 4 by 4 points with key injuries and 4 players. Not only have we got them 4 players back, we've now got an improved version of this squad, and you don't think we can get top 4? That's shaky. So what? I don't understand where the standard is then. Is this a manager thing? I don't know. The way the amount of excuses that Maresca's getting from our fan base is scaring me. These people, I've been the guy that crashes. I'm a clear lake out guy. I'm against the directors. I've been on the directors for a long time. When I used to call out the directors, I used to get all the clear lake guys getting onto me. That's been the whole thing. The clear lake guys have been onto me from day one. Now, the new narrative is, like I said, they've been saying the squad's been good enough for a long time. They're good for top 4. They should be getting top 4. The new narrative is, oh, the directors are failing Maresca. It's not his fault. Even though he's the reason why Felix and Vega are gone. And now we have this situation. If the directors have failed Maresca. So now that's a new excuse. I don't understand, man. I don't know what to do as well. I'm trying to wake this fan base up, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, man.
If you lose your fan base, if your fan base as a whole become like Arsenal, your club is done. I'll be real with you. Your club is done. Chelsea's done. You're done. The fight to try and get your club back, bro, it is long. Once you start accepting things and just, well, they're young. Well, there's no quality in the market. Well, we'll go next season. Well, if you don't support the team, then you're a fake fan.
That's the favorite one. That's the best one.
That's it, man. That's it. Your club's done. I'm telling you from experience. I'm being real. I'm telling you from experience. At the end of the day, yeah, the way your club's going, bro, I don't respect you lot no more. Listen, rivals get your respect when you make them earn your respect, innit? The way you lot are moving, I don't respect it from my club, bro. So I ain't going to respect it from your club. I once upon a time really respected your club. The way you lot are moving, joke, man. You lot ain't doing anything. And neither is my club. My club ain't doing anything. Too much sentiment, too much emotion, too much... Nobody wants to talk about the uncomfortable conversations at Arsenal. That's the problem. No one wants to talk about the uncomfortable conversations, bro. And the uncomfortable conversations is, as bad as my ownership is, the manager's been given the tools, which is the finances, to succeed. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, bro. At first it was, Arteta, but give it 4 years. It took Klopp 4 years. Now, because we're on year 5, they don't want to refer to Klopp anymore because they would admit that this manager ain't good enough. So now they want to talk about, but Chelsea spent money, but Man United spent money, yeah. And a lot of their fan base ain't happy. So where's that same energy for Arsenal? Do you know what I mean? But it's the board. It's the board. The board were the first people to believe in the process. They're the ones that hired the manager. So how are they the problem? The process that you're behind, the board were the first ones to believe in it. Now they're the problem. They weren't the problem when you guys were saying we're going from 8th to 5th to 2nd, but now they're the problem because now this manager has to get over the line. So to protect the manager, it's the board. I'm not hearing it, man. Everyone at Arsenal is culpable. Everyone at Chelsea is culpable. Your ownership buying a 17-year-old kid from Portugal is a joke. You're getting a youngster. Renato Sanchez left Portugal early, yeah, and so did João Felix. How did it work for them? These players aren't ready, bro. They're not ready to make that jump. Do you know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question, yeah, before you go, yeah?
Yeah.
So right now we've got a stadium situation where we want to move stadium because we can't expand Stamford Bridge. We're next to a cemetery and the district line, so we can't spread it wider.
We can't go up because we're paying off a stadium.
This is what I'm saying. So now the CPO, I've got a CPO, a girl that I used to chat to in year 11, fucking bought me shares to the bridge and that. I didn't really care much for it. But anyway, for us, we have a thing where we have to sell our shares to the ownership, then they can proceed with the stadium plans. Now, the CPO don't want to sell the stadium the shares, because the ownership haven't guaranteed or assured us that they're prepared to invest on the squad to win now, today. This is the problems we've had when we was protesting last week. Excuse me. When we was protesting last week, it hasn't been addressed. They've answered that by signing these next Portuguese youths. So now, I've been saying, I saw Spurs, I've seen Arsenal in the Emirates era. While you was building the stadium and after you built the stadium, you don't invest in the squad because you're paying off the stadium. So ideally, would we not want to get assurances or see the ownership actually invest in the squad, bring in ready-made players that can buy us maybe 3 to 4 years maybe of not spending, and then when the stadium comes and it's built, whatever, we can now pick up where we left off, ideally, as opposed to just signing off the rights now.
That's going to be the next excuse for your club. We can't spend because we're spending too much on the stadium. Do you know what I'm saying? And it just becomes an excuse. Like Arsenal had this excuse. We're paying what, 20? It's like a mortgage, isn't it? They're paying like 25 M's, yeah, for the mortgage every year for the stadium, innit? But bro, qualifying for the Champions League, yeah, that already covers that money and more. Them times we're getting to the quarterfinals. You're getting more than that. But it was a facade that they can use to lower your standard, innit? Oh, we're paying off that, bro. The revenue goes past that £25 million mortgage, innit? What they're going to say is, oh, the stadium costs this much money, so we can't pay. Bro, you're paying it off every month, like a house. Like I got the yard with my girl, yeah? This yard, I'm not paying the full money in one blow. We're paying monthly installments, innit? Yeah, but what they're going to do is going to say, yeah, but the stadium costs this much, when in reality, you're only paying a fraction of that bit by bit by bit. And the money that you're getting from merch, sponsorships, qualifying in Europe and stuff, bro, it's paying that off and more. But it's a comfortable excuse for your club to lower you lot standards. And then it will get to the point where after that's gone and they've lowered your standards of paying off the stadium, your standard is lowered so much that then they will say, oh yeah, but we can't compete, guys, because look, Man City and this and that, and you know, maybe bit by bit, and maybe if we get a manager that's young and we've got a team that's young, and it's all about, yeah, how can they as a business make your expectation go down so that their profits are up and they don't have to spend as much. So we maximize profit, but put your standards down, because with your high standards means we have to spend more, which means they make less profit off of the club. That's what it is with these man, bro. I'm telling you, this is what it is with these man. That's what it is. And that's when they'll sell business, manager. It's a business. It's like, how can I maximize profit? How can I maximize profit? Shareholders want a profit, a return. Ownership want a return. The fans are telling us to spend more money. We want to make more money. We don't want to spend more money. And that's what it is, bro. And then by the time you look around, everyone in your club is accepted project youth, project manager. We can't afford this and we can't afford that, and we're broke and we're broke and we're broke. Before I'll end on this year. Before we got Declan Rice and we spent over 100 M's to buy him. I said this years ago. I said, bro, we got the money to buy a player for 100 M's. No, we can't. When we went and done it, I was like, yeah, what's man telling me now? I thought we don't have the money. Oh no, but I said, bro, we've got the money, bro. But if you man let the club know that you're happy with going and getting a £20 million player that may come good, that's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do, bro. If you give a ownership, yeah,
the fan base to be happy with the bare minimum. That's what they're going to do, because ultimately all they care about is the money, bro. That's what they care about, man. They don't care about anything else. It's rare to find a Roman. It's rare to find, you know, Man City owners and stuff like that. These ownership, yeah, that all they support the club as a fan. They don't support the club as it's about the business. But when you give them an opportunity, they will sell you Project Youth as fast as you can run to your front door, bro. Trust me. You man get that new stadium? You think the standards is low now? You get ready, bro. Wait to the excuses, bro. Wait, and you're gonna watch how many people get behind that. And they won't do their due diligence. They'll think, oh, the stadium's £1 billion. The stadium's at 800 million pound. It might just be 50 M's a season, or 40 M's a season, or 30 M's. But they've given you that big money. All of a sudden, most fans will be like, yeah, they'll be like, yeah, we ain't got the money. You've got the money, bro, if you wanted to spend the money. Remember, Arsenal already complaining we didn't have the money for Isak, yeah? Our financial year report came out. We can spend 300 M's. So you telling me we didn't have 300 M's in the summer, bro? They didn't spend it because the fan base ain't pushing for it, bro. But this is what you're going to go up against. You're going to have to wait to each financial year to prove your point, and then they'll still say, oh, yeah, but maybe. And they'll still defend it, bro. This is what I'm saying. In the summer, when I said go get Isak, yeah, they told me we ain't got no money. Isak, everyone told me that Isak's about 130 to 150 M's. That's half our budget, but we've got the fucking money. So why don't we go out there and do it? Why? Because everyone's used to this. Arsenal are broke. Arsenal don't have any money. It's all nonsense, bro. But big up for having me on anyway, bro. I appreciate it.
Madness, man. No, always, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. I can't lie. Like I said to you privately, bro, this is one of the ones I had on the bucket list. We've only just really started taking this seriously the past couple months, and it's just been taking off like crazy, bro. But to just get at the point where it's possible to do this, man, I'm gassed, man. Thank you for coming on, bro. Always keep the standards high every time, and hopefully we do more of these, bro. Trust me.
Big up, man. Love every single time, man. Love, bro.
Love, man. Big up the chat, man. Then I'm back again at 11 p.m. with a gal, and we're gonna do this, keep it going, innit? So, man, then be back here in 45 minutes. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go bang a shit and play some FIFA before a gal gets cooked. Because I came here with a serious. Right now, I'm talking seriously with Northside because of standards, and we're actually gonna talk seriously. When there's a gal with straight agendas, I'm on to him. So if you guys can do me a favor, the MCGA members, anything that a gal has said that needs to be put to court, DM it to me. It's going to get put on the big screen. You already know how it goes. So, a gal's trial, like I said, 11 p.m. Make sure you man are there. Smash the like button on the way out. If you're new, welcome to CB1 Millie Show. Subscribe. Up the show. Every single time. Make Chelsea great again. Clip out. Big up.